myself as well. I just wanted to emphasise really from the perspective of us as a commissioning service at the council, our commitment to working with SACMA, and I think this report is really, really important as a starting point, as a start of a conversation. We will own and recognise we certainly don't have all the answers. We have plans and lots of work that's happening in terms of improving and developing home care services. I don't think anyone's under any illusions that it's a really, really challenging time at the moment. It's very difficult indeed. But at the same time, we recognise there's lots of things that we can do better, and we're really committed to doing that. And as a starting point, working with SACMA and putting in place an action plan based on the recommendations, very happy to commit to that and to engage with you and to collaborate and work together. Yeah. And that's how we make improvement, isn't it? By working together and collaborating. So, very keen to do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's worth noting that this report, the perspective from an African Caribbean community, was shared with senior leaders before today. So they have had an opportunity to see the content. I'm hoping that they have had an opportunity to read and kind of digest, and from what I'm hearing, it does feel as if it's getting through. But we have got, as you were saying, Kate, about making sure we communicate effectively and keep people aware that it hasn't gone into abeyance. The situation is going to be always an issue for us. Our community, particularly the African Caribbean community in Sheffield, it's really interesting. When I was growing up, there were 3 or 4 areas in the city. If you wanted to find us, that's where you find us. Now we are very geographically dispersed. We're in every community, every postcode. We are an ageing population. We have a low birth rate, and we are geographically dispersed. So that's a challenge for providers. It's a challenge for us. I can think of the care that my own mum received, and it was hard to find the right people locally. We couldn't find the right people locally. We had to look much further afield. So I think the challenge for the system is around, yes, have locally based services, but they've got to be agile enough to focus on communities of interest, like our community, who are in a different position. We don't all start from the same place. Anybody else have a quick comment or a question? Celia?
For the agencies that you choose, I think for the council, because it is the council who chooses the agencies, they need to look at the recruitment dynamics of the agencies that they actually choose, and they need to identify and ask the question about the proportionality of ethnic minorities that they have as part of their employee cohort or intend to have, and the training that they intend to give to that cohort of individuals, because the report mentioned about training, but I think recruitment is essential, and how you actually the dynamics of the recruitment patterns that the agencies actually use, the quality of staff that they choose, the training that they give those staff on a circular basis is vitally important, and I'm not sure that the council does that at all.
Yeah, thank you, Celia. Training has come up quite a few times in the conversation, as has recruitment. I was just having a conversation with somebody. We were saying very much that, an organisation only rises as high as its leader, as the leadership. So if organisations are busily sending staff on all kinds of competence training and inclusion and equality and diversity training, but the leaders never access that training themselves, it's doomed. It is doomed. Got to start with the leaders, lead by example, and cascade down, because we've been doing that for years, and it's got us to where we are. It's not a good position. So we've got to do something different, or we stay where we are. We've got time for, I just want to give you about 10 minutes to refresh yourselves, and then queue for lunch, which is going to be interesting how we do that. But and then we'll move to having lunch, and those who are coming. There's a different cohort coming this afternoon at 1:30. Anybody else? A quick issue, a quick comment that somebody wants to make?
Yeah, to support what Chris has just said in terms of the council's commitment, and beyond that, I, as the chair of the Race Equality Network inside the council, would like to extend to say we are down a road now in which we are, as a black employee-led group, fed up also for the sector on the outside, but also fed up on the inside, and we've made it known internally in the council that the inequalities that our people on the outside face and we as workers on the inside face, the time is now for that to end. And I'm hopeful that the Race Equality Commission that's happened in Sheffield will mean a changing landmark moment for the city, but the city council as employees and as public servants to groups and our communities need to do better and need to learn from what the Commission tells us, but what some of us have known for years, that institutional racism has no room in the council anymore, and those that have perpetuated those systems and profited from them have now got to look inwardly and hold a mirror up to themselves. So we're hopeful. I'm sat here with a colleague from the Equalities and Engagement team as well, that we are at a changing point. One of the things that we will take back from today is to ensure that when we talk to head of commissioning, who is already embracing and very clear commitments to changing how care is commissioned, is that we ensure a real meaningful dialogue, that's to start with. Two, that race inequality impact assessments go through the whole thread of the structure around commissioning of care, right from the contract start to the service user voice in outcomes, to ensure there's transparency, but we don't keep repeating the abuses and the difficulties and the challenges and not learn from it now. We put the measures and the tests in place to ensure that our people deserve and get what they are rightfully entitled to.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. One of the things that Joan and Val challenged Lucy and I on when we were planning for today was about getting some commitments from people on the inside of the statutory sector, and I think that we have had some of that today, and also before. I know Joe intended to be here, Joe Horrobin, who's head of the commission, but is unwell. So I think we just have to keep the momentum going. And it's not just the council. Health are involved, the CCGO, what it morphs into, the police. We just need to be across the whole of the terrain, really. So thank you again. What we're going to do, lunch is at 12:30. So if you just want to a quick comfort break, I did say we were going to have a hot buffet lunch. It looks like a full Caribbean Sunday dinner to me. So and I usually sleep after my Sunday dinner, so I don't know how the afternoon's going to go. But we shall see. We shall see how we do. So just have a break, and do please feel free to eat at your tables, and then we'll come together. Yes, there's a feedback form as well. Could you please complete the feedback form, particularly if you're leaving? Just one other thing, SACMA, we're always looking for volunteers, we're always looking for trustees, we're always looking for people to help us. So if you have been stimulated by anything you've heard today, you want to get involved, then do please see one of us today. Thank you.